camp on my tits for the night? No.
Well, why are you climbing them?
Well, I just
'Cause
got
they were there.
confused. What, are you mental? Look at Carl. I love that look of Carl. Carl is looking back and forth. You know when you sort of you go to a cat and it looks back and forth between two people? That's very much like Carl's looking at us now.
Or when, like, a child sees a midget or something in the street. They're just transfixed, aren't they? And the parents go, don't stare.
When we were pushing Ash, yesterday, our producer's in a wheelchair, and we were pushing him
He's
through
not
the
a
VC.
midget, we should make that
No, he's not a little midget. He's not tall. But we were pushing him through the VC, and this little kid just came up and just stood in front of him and looked at him.
Yeah.
I just laughed.
It was funny. Do you do that? I imagine that you get caught staring at kids.
Yeah, do you go up to people with problems and go, Mummy, is that a monster?
Well, I was telling you one about when I used to go with my dad in the taxi.
Oh, yeah.
What
Tell us
happened?
this story.
Well,
Your father was a taxi driver?
my dad he had loads of jobs, which they did back then. And they don't do that anymore, do they? People they don't
Have a
do
variety of
loads
jobs?
stuff.
Sure.
But at one point, he had a black cab, and I used to go with him. Used to crate and put it in the front of the black cab,
Yeah.
and sort of sit just next to the
Comfortable.
meter. And anyway, we got this call, and like the guy on the end of the radio said, "Oh, you've got your son with you, haven't you?" So he said, "Yeah." So it's just like, we've got to pick up at number 11 Village Lane or whatever. And he said, "Oh, all right." And it was this woman. It was like a woman version of the Elephant Man.
Wow. The Elephant Woman.
Yeah, it looked like. It was really strange because I was in the front of the cab, and when you're a kid, if something looks odd, you're a bit scared of it, aren't you?
Yeah.
And my dad was like, "Look, it'll be all right." And we're driving towards her.
Look, don't worry, son, I've got loads of buns.
And just to
I
give
think I'll
you-
just throw one down the street if you run after
You're
it.
being mean, right?
I am a little bit,
So
yeah.
how old were you, 18?
No, I was about 12 or
Sure.
something like that, 11, 12. And as we got closer to her, it looked like she was holding like a bag of spuds on her shoulder,
For a snack.
Right.
and her head was all a bit. And my dad said, "Whatever you do, don't stare at her face."
Yeah.
And she got in the
Because you
back.
turn into stone.
Well, she got in the back, and I had like the mirror, the driver's mirror thing, and sort of having a look, trying to work out. And he said, "Don't stare at her face." I couldn't work out where her face was. It was that weird.
Oh, God.
So I'm not sure you're from Manchester. I think you're from, like, Narnia or something.
Yeah, you got frog boys walking around.
the Lord
with
of the Rings.
That got, like, the claws of a lobster and the head of a toad.
Yeah.
And you got women getting in with spuds for heads. I mean, what
This is
sort
not
of, what
Manchester.
is
This is not the place you
place?
grew up. This is
Yeah.
mad.
Oh, you can't believe it in London, can you? You come down and you go, look, symmetry. It must be amazing.
It must be a thing to do with upbringing, though, mustn't it? And because again, do you know I've said to you before, years ago when I was a kid and didn't have any worries, good-looking lad, you go through it a bit, have a few more worries, and you look knackered. Now back there's a lot, so you get a lot more freaks. Whereas in London, everyone's like happy, aren't they? Got
I
loads
love
of
the
money.
fact that stress can cause your fingers to fuse and your heads
Yeah.
to grow.
No, but if
She must have been really stressed to have a head like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. She what was
Bag of
yeah,
slugs.
was she an accountant or something?
you know what I mean.
But what did she do? What did she say?
Where
when
was she
got in?
going, by the way?
She couldn't speak.
London Zoo, please.
I think she was going to like a
To the
pet
fair.
shop. Seriously, honest to God. On my mum's life, she was. Because at the end of the day, that's a good thing with animals. They don't judge you, do they?
She's not
She
an
was an
animal.
animal. She's a human
She's
being.
not actually an elephant.
No, but
You know the Elephant Man was not actually an elephant. You understand that? He's got no elephant genes in him at all.
No.
That was just a cruel name people gave him.
Yeah.
No, it's the name of the disease, isn't it? Elephantitis.
Look. So listen. So this woman, why was she going to a pet shop?
She was going to a pet shop. What, to find a husband?
Is this true?
No, it is true, yeah. I'm not taking the mickey because it must be
So,
really bad for
Of
you.
course it
But
is.
Carl, I
we
need to
haven't.
ask.
I'm going on to you today about cutting myself shaving.
Yeah.
I was going on about that. To think that she's probably not alive now, but to think,
But look, you're saying that you're going to say this is a worse problem than a little cut shaving, aren't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I
The
think
things
you're
that
right.
Carl,
you worry about.
there's a couple of key questions I need to ask. One, if she couldn't talk,
Yeah.
how did she tell your father where to drive it? Did she have it
Probably
written
got
on a
some
note?
help
Did
for
she
that
point
home.
with her nose?
Yeah.
Right, this has got silly. Pick your song.
But and also,
Is
finally,
it-
where did you say she lived again?
It was like in a village, a little small village.
Right.
Just hidden out of the way.
All I'm saying is we could maybe get like some sort of coach, book some coaches, get a coach party up there to have a look at her. Take some photos.
And now
You can make some lemonade.
the offspring of a woman and some spuds. Please enter at your peril. Give me a shiny shilling.
Wow.
Oh, that's terrible. Well, I'm going to play a little bit of Teenage Fan Club song for the lovers here. We left it very late. We've been just, rapping with Carl P here, and this is I Need Direction. Teenage Fan Club. Oh, they're a good band,
They
aren't
are a good band.
XFM 104.9. We're nearly there. So will your girlfriend be proud of you now? You performed a PhD graduate
It's a
there,
bit annoying because she's not in London today. She's in Sunderland or something, or Newcastle,
right?
working.
So she won't know what your greatest triumph. She saw last week's and you got an E in history, and now this week you come through
Yeah.
with some great praise that Mrs. Matthews never, laid upon
Even
you, did
looked
she?
at. Well,
No, just said you won't be a high flyer. Hey? You've shown them, haven't you?
you never know. I mean, I had mates who, my mate Colin Makin, who
Sure.
did the disco with me.
Pilkins making music, yeah.
Pilkey's making music.
Yeah.
He was dead brainy. I don't think he's up to much these days.
Sure.
You
Just-
can't plan it.
Well, I mean, you can do. There's a certain amount of planning you can do. I mean, driving a tank down to the shops with some fags,
Yeah.
never going to mean you're a high flyer. You know?
And that woman who you picked up in your black cab, she's in a circus now and she
Yeah,
can
happy.
fly, which is good. Am I confusing that with a film? You went to see a film this week, didn't you?
Mm.
What did you
did you
see?
The Monsters Inc.
Oh
Did you
yeah.
have a little argument? What was the argument about? Did you have an argument with your girlfriend or something? Because about
Well, the history thing took over last weekend, to be honest, when you found out my results. That was like the talking topic of most of the weekend. And,
why? What did she
you know,
say?
you brought it on yourself. Why didn't you take it serious?
Was she annoyed or upset?
Well, she just sort of said, you can learn. Look, you learned Rasputin.
Mm.
If only you did
You've
that
done
at school.
that. You've done
Do you know what I mean?
Rasputin.
She said, you can do it if you're told to. She said, it's only because Ricky's told you to read the book that you're reading it.
Does she think we're sort of like taskmasters?
Does she think we bully you?
Nah, she knows it's just a laugh.
What did you tell your parents about your?
No.
No. Never.
Because they didn't know where my results were, so I don't want to tell them that, I didn't get any.
No. What? How did they do it at school?
I didn't have them back then, did they?
Right. When was that, Carl? The Middle Ages.
Middle Ages.
I don't know. Like I say, back then it wasn't about getting results and that, was it? It was just about learning trades. I mean, my dad, right? He can put windows in his house.
Yeah.
Do plumbing.
He should. It's dark, isn't it? He's done that first of all. Right.
So he can do what? He's got a multitude of different
Yeah,
jobs.
he can do all sorts. Do you know what I mean? If there's a problem in my flat, I can call him up and say, this isn't working. What should I do? And he'll say
Is that our brain surgeon?
he'll say, "Oh, fix it."
Sure. So what about Monsters Inc? What did you make of it?
So alright, it is a kids' film. It sort of annoyed
Is
me.
it?
Okay.
I was having
what gave that away? Do you think? Was it the songs? Was it the animation?
Yeah, the fluffy little things that squiggled round on the screen for an hour and a half.
it is annoying because there's kids everywhere and kids don't watch films, do they?
I don't know why they make kids films.
And you
To be honest, it's mental.
can't concentrate properly when you've got kids,
Screaming,
making
shouting.
noise around you and that.
Yeah.
So I'd say my little review, wait until it comes out on DVD.
Okay.
What a great review that would be! Wouldn't that be great? Film 2002.
Yeah.
Jonathan Ross going, well, I don't want to give it away. Wait till it comes out on DVD.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but not giving it away. It's just that you can't watch it properly when there's kids screaming around you.
sure.
Do you know what I mean?
What are you looking forward to this week? You going to go and see anything?
Just been talking to Ricky now because my missus is away. I'll probably get out a DVD tonight.
Yep.
Rounders.
Oh right.
I
Okay.
thought you might like that.
And
It's
if you
like
can
gambling
get,
and
but I
stuff.
mean, if I can get you tickets, say in the stalls or in a box for the stage version of Midnight Express, would you be up for that?
It's on ice.
'Cause I think it's the final year, isn't
It's
it?
lovely. It's Midnight Express on ice.
Yeah.
And it's a musical as well.
They're on roller
Do
skates.
you have any dope under your jacket? No.
Yeah. It
And
is well worth
it's,
hanging
it's,
out.
it's great. John Hurt is actually in this version as well, which is fantastic.
It
Who
is
played the Elephant Man. So it all comes together.
Have you ever seen the stage version of the Elephant Man?
No.
You'd love that.
Yeah.
Who's in that? I have seen a clip of it. Who plays him?
I think they got a real guy with elephantitis.
Right.
Yeah.
What are you finishing on?
Let's have a final song for the ladies. It's from the album Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me by The Cure, and it's The Beautiful Catch. See you next
Goodbye.
week.
See you next week, everybody. Bye bye.
On this crazy episode, we're going to discuss what you guys have all been asking for. Mick, what is it? What's the crazy? Okay, what about it?
Slippy.
Thank you for listening.
This has been good.
Special
Thanks for
episode.
joining us. Don't forget to donate to the Patreon.
Give us $100 for this great episode. Thank you. Fuck you.
Slippy shirts coming soon.
There is a world as tangible as our own, impossible to see yet unavoidable to sense. A world enveloped by a seemingly unending ocean of forests. Buried deep in that forest, tucked away neat in twilight, lies a quaint little cabin. And in that cabin
Is a bunch of guys who's a bunch of bullshitter.
Welcome to Sleepycast. I'm Tomar. I'm here with
Jaxie.
Zachariah, Zach boy.
Krista.
Boo.
And Mick, actually, there are a few questions if you want to start with a few questions from the patrons.
Now, these questions,
Yes.
if I'm correct, Mick,
Yes.
and feel free to correct me.
I will.
These people, these fine folks, these freaks, donate money to us, to our Patreon.
Yeah.
They fund us, they fund our work and so forth, and they get to ask these special questions.
They do. They get to ask questions like, why does Zach's voice sound all fucked up?
Stop it!
I'm not kidding. That is
There's a joke and there's a fucking real line.
There it is.
All right?
From Pale Hound.
Pay up, take your money. I don't fucking want it. All right? This isn't a joke even.
Okay, I have a...
I don't even want to do it anymore.
No. Shut up. Here's a real one. And I'm actually curious, too, what the answer to this is for all of us here. When was the last time any of you sexy men, women
They're talking to me.
went on a
It's all right,
vacation? And where did you go? When was the last fucking vacation?
Ooh, like you. Okay, let me asterisk this with. Let's clarify a vacation as someplace you go and do zero work and you go there just to relax, right?
I'm on vacation right now.
Yeah,
That's true. I guess this is it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jaxie and I are here on vacation in Philly because we just wanted to see our buddies so much.
For those who don't know, these two, Tomar is a voice actor, Jaxie's an animator. They're married, sorry boys. And they visited us for a thing called Pico Day.
Yeah.
Which is Tom Volpe, a very scary man who runs Newgrounds. He hosts an event yearly.
Yeah.
Goes
All
on
this-
webcam.
He goes to the webcam
penis.
and lays back and just moaning and jacking off. It's very creepy.
All
I don't
the
know
areas
why.
come to life.
But you guys might know them as
Makes me
Jack
sick.
Samoto, which is kind of like the Brangelina.
Oh, yeah.
So again, do they like morph their names together?
Because I used to be Tomamoto. Nobody calls me that anymore.
I do.
I just go by Tomar.
I always thought it was like a weird spelling of tomato. I just called you Tomato Man for a long time.
The story behind my online name is stupid, and I'm not going to tell it.
Does it have to do with tomatoes?
It has nothing to do with tomatoes.
It's-
I'm curious. You
It's some
can't,
anime character,
yeah,
right?
you can't just leave it now.
All right. No, okay. There was a Sega GT ad. This was in Dreamcast magazine just to date it.
Okay.
That magazine, I think, ran for less than 2 years. So sometime in like 2000, I thought this was a really funny ad, and it featured a character named Benimoto, who was just this really stereotypical Japanese man who's like, "Oh, Benimoto, go Kiki fast!"
I thought Benimoto was a chef. I thought there was a restaurant.
There might actually also be another Benimoto, but this was for a Sega GT ad.
Right.
And I just thought that was a funny ad, and so I went by Benimoto for a year, and I was like, everyone's gonna think my name's Benny. So somehow I'll be Tomamoto. That it's stupid. I told you it's a stupid story, but that's how I came up with my.
Some of us.
Story.
Yeah.
You're a room full of stupid usernames.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Jaxie.
That's Tomamoto. I like my.
Yeah, where did Jaxie come from?
Yeah, where did Jaxie come from?
Nowhere. It's just
It was the name of
easy
a
to
character
spell.
that you designed, right?
no.
It wasn't? Okay.
It was Ajax that my friend gave it to me. My best friend from middle school, and then it just kind of graduated.
I was
to
kidding. I
Jaxie.
didn't think it was a bad username.
Well,
I thought it was one of the better ones.
It's
Why?
easy. It's
Psychic Pebble.
yeah. No, when I have to sign my username, I usually just like I'm fucked because it's 14 characters. His is 4, yours is like 5 or 6. Rice, Mick, you're in the same kind of boat as me because your name is
Yeah,
like
dude,
fucking
mine is so
10 characters.
stupid. I had no idea when I signed up that to my account that was going to be
It.
the name.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? That kind
Yeah.
of associated with
Yeah.
everything.
well, where did Rice Pirate come from?
Oh, it was because I'm half Chinese, half my name means rice. Mi is rice, and Mick, Mika is my name, and then I was into pirates at the time.
Well, that
was
makes sense.
Right.
I know, but I don't know. I'm not.
Rice Pirate's a pretty cool name.
Okay. So enough about the names. Back to the vacation. But Zach, what's interesting is you said you had to specify where a vacation is where you do no work. Another thing that I think is important to specify is like I feel like a lot of times when we go on vacation, especially with family, there is nothing relaxing about
because you're thinking about work the whole time.
No, not work.
Because it's family.
Yeah, it's family
Well,
stress.
family, yeah.
You're like the obligation of like going. It's like okay, it's dinner time, or we get up. It's already noon. It's like
Yeah,
oh my God.
it's very by the books kind of. It's very clinical. It's like okay, now we have to get up and have fun.
Right.
4 o'clock is fun time.
Right.
Yeah.
You better have fun at that time.
And it's almost like every time there's a quote unquote vacation, I need like 3 days to like relax to like work that out of my system just because of the stress of my quote unquote vacation.
Vacations, to me, honestly, as gay as it sounds, I like the little moments where you're driving and you have like an hour to yourself or something. You just put the radio on, like that. That's a
Zach, are
vacation.
you saying that every time you get in your car and go for a long ride, you call that a little mini vacation for Zach?
I would say that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking- yeah, last time I went on vacation was to New York with my parents, and that was like years and years ago.
How relaxing was it?
Not.
Yeah.
Because they're like, let's go see the Statue of Liberty. It's like, cool. No one else does that.
Yeah.
Let's go see the Empire State Building. It's like, cool.
I don't blame them. Look, they're big things.
No, I know.
in the
But it's like,
But that's not your vacation.
I just played GTA 4. I already saw it all.
world. Chris O'Neill.
I swear.
The last vacation I quote unquote went on, I guess MagFest was kind of a vacation. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a little stressful, but at the same time, again, it's like friends. You know what I mean? Like it's like you guys coming out for Pico Day, essentially. You know what I mean? You spend time, and this one especially. I feel like the more times we go to these cons, like the less. We just end up spending more time with each other.
Yeah.
I feel rather than like.
Well,
seeing all
I
that shit.
think that is kind of what the point of a vacation is, to kind of be around people that you like, rather than say a beach or whatever. The stereotypical, let's go to the beach. I've had way more fun with people that I know, like in a shitty apartment, than I have at like a beach or something.
You know, and the last beach I went to was the same thing. You'd imagine it'd be really relaxing, go out on a sunny beach with the sun, but it's not. It's like, all right, we're gonna go
It's relaxing in
snorkeling,
theory.
we're gonna go do this thing, and it's like, God, I just want to fucking lay
You go
here
to a
for
beach,
8
it's like,
hours.
oh, there's no place to
I hate
lay.
the fucking
Okay,
beach.
I don't love the beach. I know this.
It's always like, oh, let's go sunbathing. You sit in the sand, and little bugs jump all over you, and then the wind blows your shit in your face. Then your sandwich gets covered in sand, and you have to chew through the sand.
Chris,
Sand
And
is
then
not a
fucking
fun
seaweed
thing
comes in.
Chris, what
inherently.
happened to you?
You going?
What happened to you?
Hate the beach.
Did you guys went to Thailand, right?
Yeah, and we're going back again.
Yeah. Were there a lot of beaches you guys went to? Or you stayed
Not where
mainly
we
in the
were.
city.
We stayed in Bangkok
Yeah.
most of the time. There was just, honestly, that was just an eating trip, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Are you guys gonna try to
Lots
do Phuket?
of really good, really cheap food.
Yeah. Phuket is really, really cool. It's a very nice place. It's very beautiful. Beautiful beaches everywhere. The only problem was the last time I went to Phuket, it was like 2005. And they had the tsunami that had hit not so long before that, so you could see the water damage line on all the buildings, and a lot of them were still like a lot of the buildings were still kind of abandoned hard.
You can see the silhouettes of kids that drowned.
Yeah, like burned into the walls.
The water.
And then the one thing that bummed me out, I think, the most was not that I'm trying to be a downer. It's a beautiful place, but the one thing that bummed me out was like you see all these really overweight, really grotesque, like from like a Sin City movie, like just very grotesque figures that are like very pale, and then they have like these 13-year-old girls like
That was me,
rubbing
dude.
oil all over their back, and, like with
today.
tanning lotion.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about
Phuket.
all the pervs that go to Bangkok for like sex
Well,
tours.
right, but
you
this is
mean-
in Phuket though, so this is on the island.
or to Thailand in general, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like here are these
Oh,
people
yeah.
who just got all their shit swept off into the ocean, then their children are fucking, getting like these pedophiles to fucking rub lotion all over their bodies. That was like the
In
most.
fairness, Mick,
Yeah.
have you ever had a 13-year-old lotion on you? Don't knock it till you try it.
When you do it, I close my eyes and imagine it. It works pretty well.
That's a different subject.
I know that doesn't count.
It said about something like burn children into the walls. There was a joke, but have you ever seen those like Hiroshima and Nagasaki like shadows?
Yes.
Yeah,
That was the Chris set
That
it
was
up.
the
and then
reference.
I-
Reference, yeah.
Yes, that's
That
what
was
he
the
was
joke.
referencing.
Oh, I see.
But I was joking because it's water.
Oh, I see.
And they all drowned. They
Did you ever
didn't
see
get burned.
those shadows burned into the ground by the Nanseki guys, and they're doing like shapes with their hands to make animals and stuff?
Yeah, this guy like thumbs up.
Do you think there were any shadows that were like totally an accident? Like there
Like
was
a
some-
perfect silhouette of
Yeah,
like,
it,
like
looks,
fucking
it looks like
Hades
it looks like someone sucking somebody off, but it was just because of the distance. Like one was closer and one was further, and they were facing each other, or something like
A
that.
guy was scratching his asshole like a punk bitch, and now it's stuck in this pit.
It would be really hard to get a perfect silhouette of you scratching your asshole.
Just like this, your leg up like, oh.
It would look like you were like shoving your thumb up your ass or something.
It would have to be right on
like you were
on
fisting
the
your
edge.
butt.
Nick, I've always said, this isn't like a jokey thought, but I seriously thought about this.
Yeah.
Statistically,
Okay.
at least one person farted like 1 second before the bomb went off.
And then
Could you imagine the horror of like farting and having a bomb?
Yeah.
The actual horror that you would experience if that happened. Imagine you're home working, you fart, and you hear a big fucking bomb go off. You would freak out, dude. That would terrify you. You'd be traumatized.
it would almost be as
You'd have
traumatizing.
PTSD every time you farted.
It would almost be as traumatizing as when Nikki was lying on the couch at the office and she was sleeping and you bent over and literally farted into
Let
her
me-
mouth.
let
And
me-
she woke up
Wait.
immediately screaming.
Let me give some context because I look like a
There is no
I look like a
need
psycho right about now, okay?
You weren't. That was the fucking sociopathic.
Were you drunk?
No.
You were drunk?
He was horny, dude. He had a boner. He walked over to my desk and was like, hey, check this out. He walked over and he just spread his ass. He's like,
Here's
Is that
what really
what he
happened.
does to
Here's what really
attract
happened. It was
women?
11:30 a.m. and she was wasted. She
Okay.
was wasted, and then she passed on the couch, and Mick was like, we were screaming in her face. She was a rock. She was dead. She was passed out, blacked out, and I was like, oh, she looks cold. Mick, she was,
So this was an act of sympathy on your part.
I thought to warm her up. That is false. But I did get her a blanket. Nick
did.
saw it.
This is
it was a
true.
good act.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, she's really dead asleep. And I looked at Mick and I was like, check this out. And I farted. I got I put my ass right about close to her face. It wasn't even a big explosive fart. It was a little cute toot.
Yeah, but it was one
like-
inch from
And
her
then,
mouth.
and then she rose like a fucking like those Ferratu. She rose like a vampire.
We said it was True Love's fart.
And I
And
was-
this fucking like woke her up. From
She
her first
seriously,
fart.
her eyes shot open and she crossed her arms like a vampire and sat up. And I was crying, laughing. She kept hitting me, and the harder she hit me, the harder I laughed. And the harder I laughed, the harder she hit me.
and the harder she hit you, the harder you farted.
Yes, I was. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I was gonna say that.
And that's so. Let me don't make accusations that I farting.
Oh my
All right.
god.
I'm a good Christian boy.
Jaxie,
That's terrible.
you are a renowned farter. Tell us about your past.
I've
Your
been
journey to
farting
the
this whole
top.
time, actually.
Tell us what the journey to the fart. That's what we're asking about, dude.
It's just a constant ripple.
The legend, tell us the legend.
12.
I don't know. What do you think? I've been
Jackson
farting
was
this
a
whole
duck.
time. You
Tell-
guys don't even know it.
Tell us about the time that you were in the dark dungeon late at night, all those years ago, and you just put your legs behind your back and you farted, and it sent a big ripple through the dungeon, and all the goblins and trolls died. They fell like flies in the winter. And you said, "Victory!"
No, but then she needed to escape, so she found a torch, and then she lit the torch with her ass.
Oh,
with a constant
Nick,
stream of
stop
farts.
it.
Tomar was there. Yeah.
It's all fact, yeah.
Actually, no, I
from the human
can't put my
skull.
legs
He was the
behind my
goblin that
head.
crawled, that fell in love.
Yeah, he was the surviving
No,
goblin.
it's true. I used to be a goblin.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
I farted on him.
True love
he
is
passed
fart.
out.
Another example.
I found him.
It cured
and
me
I
of my
saved
goblinism.
him. Yeah.
That's a good religion. Goblinism.
This is the
together
origin
ever
story
since.
Of goblinism?
Yeah, Jaxie was the Big Bang. The fucking origin story of
You
goblins.
started goblins.
Tomar's Jesus, the
I
goblin
started
version.
Yeah.
Tomar's the
More
goblin
like I
Jesus.
cured goblins.
Biggest religion in the world. Third, Scientology.
Do you think people would still be Christians if Jesus was a goblin? Like that was the only thing different in the whole Christianity, just that Jesus was a goblin?
You can't prove he wasn't a goblin.
He could have been a goblin. That's a good theory. Take this to the scientists.
The scientists.
Goblin Jesus.
Was Jesus a goblin? Question mark. Look it up.
Wow.
I hope spirit science proves me wrong.
Some say when he got poked on the cross, his little goblin tongue stuck out like a snake and he hissed.
Laugh now, but I will return one day.
And he turned into ashes and flew in the wind.
Why do all of our stories
Like a spiral,
have
like-
the wind?
Dude, if they had it in the Bible, if they had like an amendment at the front page like Jesus is a goblin. I would totally be a Christian if Jesus was a goblin now.
There could be like a hidden passage somewhere in the Bible no one pays attention to.
Yeah, like on
Yeah.
page 40, because everyone gets tired of like
And our
page
Lord
6.
the
And
goblin went
Jesus
forward.
scratched
Yeah,
his
Jesus the
forked tongue
goblin.
and,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah,
you know, just
Jesus laid back and scratched his goblin titty and said, "Whoa, what? What does that mean?"
Just look through the Bible, find goblin clues.
Control F the PDF of the Bible and type in goblin. You'll find some shit.
We'll take any evidence.
Of all the words that are in the Bible, do you think one of them is the word goblin?
No.
You don't think the word goblin shows up once in the whole
Maybe
Bible?
goblets.
There might be a gremlin or two.
I'd be surprised if there was a goblin. There's definitely witches in the Bible, but I don't know about goblins.
Witches.
Oh, witches.
Yeah, witches.
With
Like,
the
I think
pointy noses.
David went to see a witch at some point to, like, talk to one of the old dead kings, because he's like, I don't know what to do being the king of Israel. And he went and he talked to a witch, and she revived, like, the ghost of Saul, the original king of Israel, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not supposed to talk to witches! Jewish dude!
Knock it off.
You got no help from that. Yeah.
Did we all answer our vacation questions?
Oh yeah.
Zach's gay answer doesn't count. When did you go somewhere?
The answer is never.
I think the last time I seriously went on vacation was when I went to Florida when I was like 14, I think.
Yeah.
Did you see the crocodiles?
I saw the crocodile hunter.
That's how he became an orphin.
Chris, I killed the crocodile hunter. It was me in an outfit, swimming around.
You were the stingray?
Yeah, it was me. I did it, guys. Sorry. It's been long enough. I have to tell. That's my big confession.
If we go back and watch that video when we pause just right, if they look at the stingray, will we see your face in the mouth of it?
It's
like
me with the cardboard. It's me with the cardboard.
Zach's head sticking out of the water going,
get out of my way.
You just wriggle off into the water.
Yeah. He had it coming. He was fucking with me.
Where did you get the poison?
I just licked him.
Oh.
I just poked him with my tongue.
know
That's all
Zach is
natural,
poison?
baby.
You do look kind of cold-blooded.
Speaking of poison, we have another question. You guys ready? You guys ready for this one?
Oh.
It's poison related?
No. So X64 asks, if you could invent a new flavor of Pop-Tart / toaster strudel, what flavor would that be?
Pop-Tart flavor.
Flavored toaster strudel?
Yeah. Or toaster
Inception's
flavored
like fucking Pop-Tart Inception.
Just make a Pop-Tart that tastes like the burnt inside
You know what?
of a
I make
toaster.
a meat one. I make a meat pie Pop-Tart. What?
I don't like that. I
Why
don't
not?
like meat and pastries.
You're fucking Irish. Isn't that all your pastries have meat in them?
Maybe I've ate too much when I was little.
What?
I would do like a human flesh one, just not tell anybody it's not human flesh. I would
Just throw it out there?
Bacon.
Yeah, it's like bacon, but like it's human flesh flavor. There's gotta be at least a couple psychos who would buy that and be like, oh, okay. And then you feed them.
I always wondered if someone put like human flesh down in front of you and you ate it, would you taste like? Would you be like,
But would it be unless it was like how Hannibal did it, where he was just like he did without telling you, and they're like, oh, this is tender. Oh.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you ate it the first time I ate human flesh, I would not want to add like any kind of sauce or anything because
No,
I
you
want to
would
know
make it
what it
pure.
tasted like on its own.
Yeah, dude, the way to get mad if you were fucking dumping A1 all over, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But
I'd
I'm
get pissed
curious
off.
with like
I'd get pissed off if I got killed and somebody ate me and they put A1 all over me. I was.
who would you eat first, Jaxie or Tomar?
At the same time.
Tomar.
Both.
Oh, like a little double. That's like a club sandwich.
Sweet.
Club
You get like
sandwich.
turkey
yeah,
and
turkey,
ham
yeah, exactly, yeah.
together. Yeah.
I'll have some mixed sauce and crisp pickles. Nice sandwich right there.
I think I'll be a little more marbled.
Yeah.
Like I'll...
You'd have a
got a
better breast to eat. No, it's because he's got
I'm
more.
insulted.
No, listen.
Go on, Chris.
He's got more
Dug
of
yourself in a hole here.
He's got more of a chew.
You say he's chewy? Why is chewy be good?
Chewy gooey. You know what I'm saying?
Chris, you feel stringy.
I've said it a bunch of times, and I'll stick to it. That when I die, I wanted my friends to consume my flesh.
I call you
Really?
titty.
Yeah, not like whole steaks, and I don't think I taste that bad. It'd be a tiny little.
You work
bit.
out too much.
You could
Yeah,
put
you would.
Just do some like pulled
You'd be like
Mick
steak. You'd
and
be
just
like-
kind of put it on a sandwich.
Fuck off, Mick.
What's that?
Some pulled Mick.
I'd be
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
I'd be all
yeah.
blubber.
I mean, you could do a whole bunch of different stuff, right? You could do like
See
nice
that?
slices. You could do pulled meat. You could do a whole bunch of bacon. You can do anything with it. I just figured if I'm gonna go into the ground and I'm gonna fucking die, I don't know. Maybe it's a romanticism of cannibalism.
Do you really
Have
mean?
some
Is that real?
bacon.
Not a lot. Not while I'm alive, but after I'm dead.
Really?
What are you gonna do? Burn me or bury me? It's just
Bury
it's
you.
such a
That ain't
waste.
you.
I don't
dead.
believe in waste. Okay, that's
Very
what it
true.
is.
We saw how you finished that What was that?
It was the yellowtail collar, yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah, your fish at the
Damn.
karaoke place.
Oh yeah, he fucking put down my Vietnamese food a couple of weeks ago.
No, but she's talking about the fish bones.
Like
Literally,
he
you have no
he
idea.
ate every last edible bit
he's
of the
a
fish.
pro.
you know what the cartoons when the fish takes or when the cat takes a fish and it sticks it in its mouth and
They
it
go,
pulls out just the
yeah.
skeleton.
Yeah.
That's how
what
I
they
eat.
did.
That's you in real life.
Yeah,
That's
that's
based
what
on
they
you.
did, yeah.
That's actually
That's a documentary on you.
What do you think is the
very
grossest
cool.
taste in the body?
What do I would say maybe the
Like the toes. Or something.
eyes. I think the eyes would probably taste really gross because the eyes of most animals taste.
What
pretty
about the
gross.
webbing of your fingers?
I think that would be fine. I don't think there'd be much flavor
Oh,
there.
stop
As you
it.
cook it.
What
Yeah.
about
Nails and toenails.
what
would be
about the
disgusting.
lower intestine?
Oh god, that would be so good.
That'd be probably good, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It'd probably be like
I love how you were not into this at all, but now you're like, oh no, that would be awesome, dude.
Because it's like full of kind of like shitty bits.
yeah,
No,
they
but
have
you
like a little
clean
fecal
it.
matter.
You clean it. I don't want anyone to eat my shit.
Have some
I
dude
thought
feces in it.
intestines do kind of taste earthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you eat a sausage, that's
People-
wrapped in intestines.
People
and then,
like seafood, and that tastes like sea poo. So
yeah, do you
Seafood's
like
good.
You
seafood?
don't like seafood?
Seafood's
yeah, I know that's what I'm
good.
saying. Everyone likes it, and it's just full of poo.
I like your logic though. Explain your logic why you don't like seafood.
What are you talking about?
Because it's full of
Well,
poo.
most crustaceans are bottom feeders. They eat a lot of poo.
Yeah.
I was eating
be
crab,
fair.
and Chris looked repulsive because I was eating crab legs, and he was like, "That was all over the ocean." That was like he thinks it's, like you were actually repulsed by it.
A shark rubbed that crab up its butthole. You know.
I just think it's funny that when you eat, like, look at a crab, when you look at somebody eating a crab, you think of a crab like a
I
nasty
just don't like
crab.
the ocean.
yeah, we know.
I think the ocean's full of
Have you ever
gross.
eaten
Yeah.
a crab?
No, yeah, a
You
little
don't like
bit.
it?
What convert you though? You like calamari, you like
I like calamari.
you like
I like sushi. I don't like fish by itself.
Chris, if you were stranded on a raft in the middle of the ocean, you had one bullet and a gun, would you just blow your brains out, or would you sit it out for like the possible chance of being rescued?
I'd probably just wait it out.
I'd like shoot an overflying airplane and crash into the ocean and eat their food.
Just eat all the passengers.
This will last a while.
I love it with like one bullet on your raft. You're like, there's a plane.
You're gonna shoot through the bottom of the airplane, hit the pilot in the brain.
Yeah. No, you see him through the window.
You'd have to
He
hit the
turns
pilot
the plane-
and the
turns the plane
co-pilot
sideways.
if it was a commercial airliner.
Yeah, I just imagine it just getting hit and then going completely vertical down just like 90 degrees.
Because he would literally have to turn his airplane like a fucking jet fighter for you to hit him in the head like that.
Okay, so first you wave, and he's like, what is that? He turns his plane
He
to
turns
look
these
down.
fly-
You
he
start
gets,
waving at you, and you shoot him.
He flies like 1 foot from the raft. He's like, what is that guy? What's he doing? And you shoot him in the face.
1 foot.
Yeah, because like immediately.
That would
toast him.
kill you just from the wind. Blow you 20 miles away.
So you guys don't have any toaster strudel flavors? That
I
you
was
like?
gonna say I wanted to
I
get
don't know.
reaction. How would you feel about a durian flavored Pop Tart?
Okay, here's the thing. There's no way it would actually taste like durian. It would have to be
Okay.
like what they do with like green apple candy, you know, like that doesn't taste like green apple.
No, it's
Or grape candy.
it's
Doesn't
just a really
It has,
harsh.
it has like grape candy has its own.
Because there is
sugar.
durian. Yeah, there is durian flavored stuff, but if it tasted anything like an actual like a durian fig Newton, I would barf. I would
Those
barf.
are two gross things.
You know, it is kind of like.
I had
They say the description of it, if you look it up, of a durian, and it's very accurate, is that it tastes like a sweaty sock filled with old yogurt.
Smells like
Ew.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
That sounds right.
And in Malaysia, there were signs. There were like big X's, like at the movie theater.
Oh, yeah, the no
There's, like-
durian
Yeah,
sign.
no
Yeah,
durians.
it's illegal in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so stinky.
What would you do again? Meat.
Meat?
What? Would you
Yeah, I
eat
would
it?
do a meat Pop Tart for sure.
What would you do?
I said human flavor. But
Okay.
I said it wouldn't be human. It would be like bacon or something. What would you do?
Finger webbing Pop Tart.
Yeah.
So
Webbing?
specific.
Yeah. Tastes
Can you
good.
elaborate?
Yeah, but
You ever lick between your fingers?
Ew, come on.
I'm kidding.
You wouldn't actually eat that, though.
No!
Crust Pop
I still have
Tart.
my finger webbing, see?
What would you
Chris.
actually eat in a
Um,
Pop-Tart?
Apple pie.
Ooh, do they have one apple pie?
I feel like
So that's a very
That's a real
legitimate
answer.
That's a
response.
good-